Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, guys? So a little bit of change of plans here. It seems like Asami was having a little bit of issues. He just came off work, so he won't be able to cast as for Curry. He might have been staying up a little too late, and unfortunately won't be joining us for today. We're just gonna have a little bit of a solo cast with myself. So hopefully you guys are a little bit more active in chat here for tonight. Otherwise, it's just going to be me casting these games nonetheless. Show must go on. So for tonight, we have ourselves the Welcome to the Bronze Parade versus the Washed Up Gaming for this first game here. It's both team. Let's see. Welcome to Bronze Parade at 1 and 2. While welcome to the welcome to Bronze Parade is at 1 and 2. While on the flip side, we have Washed Up Gaming at 2 and 1, and then for our second game, we have Last Minute Goons versus the Glacial Omens. Another 1 and 2 versus 2 and 1 team. So let's just go ahead and jump right into these games here. Hey, what's up, Ragnar? Let's jump right into this. Okay, and here we go. So over for our blue side here, we have the Welcome to the Bronze Parade. Kidwin in the top lane playing the Ornn. Gangplank buys Bitcoin playing Jarvan again. We see Tonoko on the patented Galio mid lane, while Starfall and Narc is running that Jinx Lulu bot lane. Really strong combos coming out from Welcome to the Bronze Parade. They're looking to make a pretty good impression on to the Washed Up Gaming. Here over at 2 and 1, we have Business Time in the top lane playing that Cho'Gath. Briticus playing that Udyr in jungle. Mid lane, we got Kilgar and a Zoe. And then for the bot lanes to round out our comp, we got Alarm 77-7 playing Shamira with Rakan, played by Poison 57 as the support here. Going to be a pretty interesting team contest, a little bit of trench warfare to start off our game here. Have you seen Welcome to the Bronze Parade in previous series? You noticed that Kidwin Gangplank buys PTZ and Tonoko at least been playing these champions for a lot of these series. I think every game we streamed so far, at least Gangplank buys Bitcoin and Tonoko has been playing Jarvan and Galio. I recognize seeing Ornn a couple times maybe by Kidwin, but I'm not entirely sure. And then Starfall and Narc playing just a padded duo bot lane that they have. Seeing now for a pretty strong combination of the Jinx plus Lulu here. I'll be really interested since these are two very strong champions at this point in the game. Or at least in this meta we're seeing right here, especially with all the slew of Jinx buffs we've seen, better traps, her zap, I think. Yeah, I mean, this was a long time ago, but her zap comes out faster based on attack speed, so she can catch up to people more. Her rockets have so much range, she has more health in lane, so she has much healthier laning phase now. And over on the side of the Washed Up Gaming, they have a Shamira and Rakan. It's a little bit different because we've seen actually a slew of nerfs going on to Shamira. She was feeling really bad, then gave her a couple of late game buffs. Her Q does a little bit more damage while her scaling has increased just by a little bit, but I don't know how well that will necessarily do for this game here, especially when you're going against a hyper carry such as Jinx here. But we'll have to see. Maybe the synergy of Poison as well as Shamira is still going to be just potent enough to really dominate in this lane against Starfall and Narc here. Well, and again, continuing on with Washed Up Gaming's side, I do like their team comp. It's a little, they don't really necessarily have a lot of things going off for them other than they have a really strong pick. They have really good AoE with Poison, Alarm, and Business Time. And then you have some nice pick potential coming out from Kilgar and again Poison. And then Briticus just running in there, doing Udyr things. And getting a nice sleep off for Kilgar, getting some good trades, make sure that he has a place in this lane against Tonoko here, seeing that it is a melee versus range matchup. It is important to try to get an early lead on this before Tonoko kind of turns around the corner here, picks up first item, and kind of just whoops around this Zoe. Pretty interesting to see how this will just work out here. But for now, we're just going to be chilling out a little bit into this laning phase, seeing that the blue side is already going to take away this top lane scuttle, seeing that Tonoko has rotated over to secure to make sure 100% that this scuttle prep will be going on over to them. Moving on forward with this, CS leads are just pretty marginal, but you do see them pop up here in the mid lane and bot lane. In favor of Washed Up Gaming here. That's just because they're playing a little bit more aggressive and have a little bit of an easier time farming with those champions. Watch you already proccing, man. A little bit of a slower game here, but Poison is going to be going in there with that Grand Entrance, but not going to be able to really go on much further than that other than grabbing the little heal at tail end of that. Well, business time, just farming up here. Thinking about the Cho'Gath versus Ornn matchup here, I think it is in favor of the Ornn, but first up, Verticus is over in the mid lane alongside a Gangplank. They're trying to make something happen here, but just going to be flag, drag, and walking on out of there. No action just yet for either side of these teams. You've seen Ornn is trying to really just show his presence in the lane here, seeing that he has a tendency to lead up against the Cho'Gath. Already pushing him back so far. Kilgore actually picking up first blood there. Great flash. I wouldn't even think that would do enough damage there. But now we're moving on to the bot lane. We're moving to a little bit of a gank here. Poison is trying to get a little bit closer to finish up here. Verticus does get the stun off, so Alarm does get a little bit of a dash to get into the rest of the fight. But unfortunately, that's all that's going to be happening here. Narc taking quite a bit of damage here, but no kills will be given. Maybe a little bit of prio will be given over to the side of Washed Up Gaming, seeing that the dragon has just spawned up here. First one is going to be that mountain. Going to be great Drake to see. Really going to be interested to see some of these more tankier stats come out for both teams. Really nicely to have, especially I personally like having Mountain Drakes whenever there's a Chimera on my team. Just because having some of the little tankier stats for her really makes it so that she can pop off a little bit more safely. They nerfed a lot of her healing, rightfully so, but they nerfed a lot of her healing from her ulti and her Q. Doesn't give 100% of her lifesteal anymore, as well as just lowering some of the damages, increasing the ult CDR, so you can't even use that 2 times in a fight without having some nice long gaps between those two, since it was previously 3 seconds, now it's 8 seconds. But they're looking for an engage here. Nice dive in. Good combos. We're seeing the Alarm already using the wound wall in order to block off some of this damage and really get the upper hand in this trade here. Verticus trying to walk around the traps, but lands right into it. And again, that's just going to be the end of it. Nothing too much burned other than Starfall's heal for Poison's Ignite there. A little less aggression is going to be coming out maybe from the Washed Up Gaming side. They do have a lot of presence into this lane here. A lot of mana already used by Starfall trying to just poke out in general. So not really going to be looking for any types of engages here. Which is good because they have the Dragon Cut already up here and rotated on over for Washed Up Gaming side. They're looking to pick up this first Drake here. I'm going to take a little sip of water real quick. Yeah, and now, looks like a little bit of a mislight there. Dragon has been leashed a little bit too far, and but no matter, since Gangplank buys BTC wasn't really in the area to look for a Smite Steal anyways. It is the first Drake, so they don't really want to try to push the early game that hard, just to make themselves have one Drake over the enemy, by giving away a kill. Next one's going to be Ocean, so that means our options for soul this game is going to be either Infernal or Cloud. Pretty interesting ones to see here. I will honestly just be interested in either one of them because we have such spammable ultis coming out from Washed Up Gaming side. See Alarm, even though it's on an 8-second cooldown, still pretty spammable, and having that movement speed while you're ulting as Chimera really helps out a lot. The CDR on your ulti is okay. While Kilgar, again, CDR for your ulti is always going to be nice. That means you can do your full range Qs a little bit more often. First, before I finish this thought, it looks like we're actually going to be looking for a gank here, but we're already just going to be walking on out of here. Washed Up Gaming has no worry. Alarm 77.7 already sniffing this one out and backing away. Letting just take their resets maybe relatively soon here. It isn't a pretty decent spot, seeing how the wave is going to be at the very least slow pushing towards the bot lane tower. Would have been nice to see a reset here so you can get a little bit more of a laning power and assert a little bit more dominance into these lanes. See, it is going to be crashing under tower here. Not going to be able to meet up with the minions since Starfall was able to push it out just a little bit faster. And take a recall for themselves, but I'm imagining that Alarm is going to be doing the same. Let's go ahead and do a quick gold check while we're waiting here, looking for the recall. So yeah, it's solid 2k gold coming out from both ADCs in this early game, since this is their first back. So this is going to be quite the plentiful back here. Starfall already picking up the executioners. Doesn't want to take any chances with this Chimera potentially popping off. and going ahead and just negate some of this healing right off the bat, which is pretty good. I mean, it's good for early laning phase, or not good, but it's an alright option to pick up for early laning phase because typically you'll see a heal in the bot lane in any case. So that's going to be reducing some of the healing options anyways. You get some nice value out of that, getting the Executioners early. Now moving on over to the mid lane here, we're seeing Poison has been roaming a little bit while waiting for the ADC to come back to the lane. Already made his rounds to get some wards in, maybe look for some picks, maybe look to something there in mid lane, but now game playing buys PPC is actually looking at something over on business time. Unfortunately, Kidwin's not here. He has ulti, but he's not here in order to really do anything with it. So not going to be looking for that just yet. Here comes the engage from Toe Knuckle, but Kilgar taking the cleanse is able to get on out of there, and take the advantage in that trade. Getting able to pick up that electrocute thanks to the W from Zoe. Back into this bot lane here. Not too much action going on in this game. Pretty tame overall. Seeing how, you know, mostly everyone is just going to be firing up here. These are more so, I would say, mid-game sort of teams with late-game assurance from Bronze Parade. They have the mid-game strong combos of Kidwin game playing plus Toe Knuckle, well, just running it all in with their ultis. Just wombo combo with the Cataclysm into the Heroic's Entrance, I believe that's what it's called. One of those two, who using the Galio ulti basically, and then Kidwin with the knock-up in order to make sure they really stay in there. But it looks like Zoe's actually looking for something onto the top side here. Good cancel from Kidwin in order with the Unstoppable so he doesn't fall asleep there. But just going to be poked out just a little bit. We didn't see it necessarily on screen, but if you looked over on the mini-map, you were able to see he just kept moving. So essentially, I'm imagining that he used his Bellows Breath in order to get that Unstoppable so he doesn't fall asleep there. Really well done. Nice little information tech that Kidwin has in order to make sure that nothing is going to go out of the ordinary there. Gameplay by PPC is now into his bot lane because the Ocean Drake is spawning up here. And you don't necessarily want an Ocean Drake for Washed Up Gaming side, or you don't want them to have it at the very least. Lane sustain is going to be quite a difficult thing to fight against if they do pick up this Ocean Drake, because they're already doing really well into this laning phase, seeing how one Shamir already has so much healing. Ooh, Flag Dread's Flash Cataclysm? I don't think the Flash was necessarily there, but gonna go ahead and use all of those abilities. Gank is going to be able to go on out of there and bait out the TP from business time. So now it's 4 people in this bot lane, while Kidwin has free reign over the top lane, trying to get a couple turret platings in return. But while business time is down here, he has his feast available, so he's looking to try to make something happen with this dragon. He wants something here, while Kilgar is actually going to be responding up to this top lane. Really smart, good rotation to make sure that Kidwin doesn't get too far ahead while business time is in the area, because now business time can go ahead and just rotate mid lane to stop Galio from getting too much of a lead either. Really good rotations over from the side of Washed Up Gaming. Doesn't really look washed up, you know. This is pretty good macro plays coming out here, while Poison is going to be able to get the whole combo out. Here comes the ulti for Shamir. Death Blossom is going on through, but not going to be able to pull out a kill just yet. While Growth was also popped over as Starfall to stop some of that engage, but that's every summoner from Welcome to the Bronze Parade's bot lane, while over onto the Washed Up Gaming side, Alarm still has his flash, or has his heal, while Poison still has his flash. You need to watch out for those, because here comes another engage coming from Poison. He wants to try and make something happen, because they are so low right now, and this would be an optimal time for them to try to make something happen here. While making something happen, we see Briticus is trying to do something in mid lane. He does get the stun off over on the Toe Knuckle. Gameplay by PPC is there to flag drag, but forces out the flash from Briticus, so they're going to go out of there. Now we're back into the bot lane with these huge combos. Alarm able to pick it up there thanks to its extended knock-up duration, and the Wind Wall doing just enough damage in order to pick up the kill over the Starfall here, while Kidwin is going to have to be running for his life a little bit, because this is one big boy, and don't want to be feasted on by that Cho'Gath and feeding just his power. Well, it looks like Kidwin is just going to have his recall interrupted there. which is pretty good. Which he has this TP available, so the longer you keep him into this lane rather than taking a recall means that he could be losing out a little bit more resources depending on how much Business Time decides to push his advances. Kid when actually going to use his Oran Horn because he sees that Gangplank buys PPC is in the area. He's looking for a gank. Cataclysm does go down. Business Time is going to be flashing out of there. Jinx Rocket does miss out on Business Time as well. They're looking to run away. Tough Knuckles in the area. He does do a dash here. Drag comes flag. Drag doesn't hit him. The slow does hit him. The Scorcher Smite is on him, but he needs to get one more auto attack. But here comes Kilgar in order to save the day. Business Time does make it out of there alive. Well done. That was looking very dicey, especially when Toad Knuckle came in on there. As well as the Jinx Rocket, who was like dead center onto that Cataclysm. They knew exactly where to aim it, but Business Time already using the flash on out of that Cataclysm means that he is able to get out of there alive, which again is good. He's able to get a pretty nice reset. Unfortunately, not taking the best reset in terms of getting a fully completed item. Seeing that Kid Win already completed his Sunfire Escape, having that Sunfire Escape is going to help him trade out a lot better in these lanes, but he does still need to be cautious of Business Time. He has his still available, and if Business Time just takes some of these trades out pretty well again against Kid Win, it's going to be quite risky for him to really worry about. Alarm is going to win all of that, while Briticus is going to be in this bot lane. Dragon was already secured earlier. It is going to be an Infernal Drake here. Still a really great Drake you love. Like, I haven't met anyone who says, man, I hate Infernal Drake for my team. You know, I might hate it against me, but, you know, I've never seen anyone that says, I hate Infernal Drake on my team. But just always gotta love that little bit extra damage you have. Seeing Business Time getting a little bit more damage so that he can finish off his feast. We've seen a great engage. That was coming out from downtown with Alarm doing the dash here, but here comes Gangplank buys BTC with a double knockup here. He doesn't have Cataclysm just yet, but Alarm's still into the thick thing. He wants to try to get his ulti up, but he doesn't have enough rank in order to do so, so he's going to be falling down to Starfall there. That was very unfortunate. Unable to necessarily get your ranking up high enough to get that ulti. You thought you could maybe turn this around, letting Poison live right there, but Alarm, again, unfortunate that he wasn't able to. While Briticus is going to be CC Chain into Bouncy Castle he goes, but he is playing Udyr, so he is able to get on and out of there just as easily, especially with Business Time in the area. Briticus is going to be farming up a little bit while Business Time is looking to maybe make something happen because Kilgar is on the area. Here he is. Oh, mistimed the Bellows ref, so unfortunately not going to be getting out of that sleep as easily this time. But now we're going to be a little bit disengaging. Kilgar using both his flash and a picked up flash that he had in order to try to do some poke damage there. But unfortunately, again, no pickup on the kill there. So everyone is going to be getting out here. This is a very tame game we're looking at right here. Only 1 and 2 in terms of score line. I'm now in favor for the Washed Up Gaming. I think I might be able to get a co-caster in here. Let me just jump and call. Hello.
Alright, let's get this going.
Yeah. Thanks for filling in. This is Agent A2. Alex, you might know him, and he's going to be helping me cast for the rest of this game. So far, it's been pretty low intensity action. Let me go ahead and stream the game to you. Here we go. So we have
to be here. Alright.
Yeah. Gangplank buys BPC is going in for the Cataclysm, but counter engage coming out from Poison is going in. He got the 2-man charm over on Caitlyn, but now we're going to a choke point. You don't necessarily want to fight this because it's a little bit risky here, but here comes Alarm. He has full ranks ready in order to try to make this happen, but he doesn't want to be risking it just yet. Here he goes. Death Blossom does go in, but gets immediately interrupted by Kidwin here. Kidwin is still tanking up for the rest of the team. Starfall is in the thick of things with Briticus just wailing on him, but able to pick up that kill there. But let's see, Business Time still is in the area, able to pick up the kill there. It goes to Kilgar, and the Infernal Drake looks like it might be theirs, considering that there is no jungler on either side there.
Yeah, pretty early on into the game, so still, I would say probably around 18 minutes. The Galio doesn't have his Mythic yet, so not a whole lot of damage coming out of the mid laner, which means that Welcome to the Bronze Parade is very reliant on Starfall to put out a lot of damage in these fights. And yeah, both of the AD carries were doing a lot to try and carry the fights. You know, the Death Blossom, like you said, was really great from Alarm. Got shut down pretty early, but still did a fair bit of damage. And next Starfall, of course, with that rocket was really great. But the Jinx doesn't have too much damage right now, and so as a result, Business Time is kind of tanking through it all. And then, of course, Kilgar wasn't even in that fight to begin with. So that's kind of why you see, as the latter half of that fight starts to wind down, WEG is the one who comes out ahead and picks up the dragon as a result.
Yeah, them picking up that dragon is also a very important dragon here. We're looking at a three dragons over for the side of the Washed Up Gaming, and that's a really great one to have there. One away from getting a soul point here. They're looking for a pick right here. Briticus is able to, well, maybe get snuffed, but unfortunately was interrupted. Hero entrance is trying to come here to help out his friend, but unfortunately here comes the Goon Squad from the Washed Up Gaming. They are just seizing them down. Kidwin is able to get a knock up onto one, but unfortunately not going to be able to pick up a kill there. That's going to be the full collapse on for two, while in this ball lane, it looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a siege, maybe even a tower dive. Gangplank buys EPC.
That would be a very optimistic tower dive, considering there were no minions there. So you really want to have the minions when you're going for a tower dive. That way you kind of have agency of like, when am I going to start taking tower aggro? But if you don't have the minions, you kind of have to spend a lot of time. You take like 1 or 2 tower shots before you even start doing damage to the person you're diving, and it just doesn't work out. Looks like they are going to be losing this tower in the top side for, you know, that kind of pseudo botched tower dive. Nobody died, but they lost a lot of pressure on the map. You see how many of them have to recall, and they didn't even get that inner bot tower. So, you know, they're still ahead in gold. Things are not like, it's not like Welcome to the Bronze Parade loses a lot for that, but it is a little bit of a misplay on their part on the whole.
Yeah, as a whole, it is going to be a little bit not what you want to be doing when you're playing behind. You want to try to look for plays that can maybe get you ahead, which potentially you could have gone ahead if you were able to get a tower dive, but it did get watched up there. Like you said, no minions in order to try to control how that dive would go out. But right now, games are just in the hands of Washed Up Gaming.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Toe Knuckles in this game right now. Right now he's the only one who hasn't completed his mythic item, and Galio is a great champion. I think Galio is super good, but it's probably been really rough for him up against Zoe Udyr, and he's gonna die again here, just getting caught by a Sleepy Trouble Bubble. The control of vision in the Baron area for Washed Up Gaming is absolutely insane. And now they're going to start up the Baron, and there's not only very low risk of a steal with one member down, that member being a big part of their engage power with Jarvan Galio, but also you've got the Cho'Gath just to make sure that you secure this Baron, and they're not even going to be contesting it, so probably for the best.
Yeah, probably for the best indeed, considering that there is a level difference from Gangplank and Briticus, so it would be not a 50-50 smite, more like a 70-30 sort of smite chance. Like, you know, maybe Briticus smites too early, or maybe you didn't even have that smite, you just try to take the chance there. But looks like there is going to be Baron buff over for Washed Up Gaming sides. For that, and now let's see if they were able to push up this lead that they have a little bit now, especially with this Baron buff. The 5k gold in their pockets, that's an item plus good few components alongside having these Baron buff minions, meaning that their sieging power is just enormous right now.
Alright, and Toe Knuckles has gone for the Hextech Rocket Belt, which is the traditional mythic for the Galio. And we could have told that based on the components he had picked up. He has finally picked it up. I actually have been seeing professional players playing Shirelia's Galio mid, because the Shirelia's is just super good. The mythic passive is movement speed, which is always great for Galio. And the damage on it is actually quite good. It's very high utility. And Shirelia's is also getting buffed on patch 11.6, so I look forward to seeing more of that. I'm a really big fan of Shirelia's the item. But the Rocket Belt also is, of course, very powerful on the champion. It's a little bit more greedy and a little bit more slot efficient. And here we go, we're gonna have a fight breaking out though.
Yeah, Wild Growth already popped over on the game plan. Here comes the Wombo combo potentially. We saw the Cataclysm and a knockup, and then followed up by the Oran Horn. Poison is in the backline trying to make sure he gets a lot of CC down, but it looks like that's going to be 2 people down. The whole bot lane from the Washed Up Gaming side is taken out now. While no one over on the side of Welcome to the Bronze Parade is just didn't fall right there till right now with Kilgore just being Zoe, doing Zoe things, but going to get knocked up there. He needs to be careful. Here comes the Gangplank by PVC. He doesn't have the Cataclysm anymore, but they are pulling them away from this dragon. They are trying to make sure this doesn't go down, but here comes Business Time. He has his feast available as well, so maybe we can look for a second fight up and coming here with Kilgore trying to maybe do some of this damage, but here comes the knockup over on the Business Time. He is being locked down CC. Kilgore is in the area, unfortunately. Now he uses ulti, and now he's getting chased down by Starfall. Starfall able to get that one more hit. Here it is. Oh, and he still lives. Oh, you hate to see that, especially on a champion such as Zoe, who just blows you up with one ability, but 2 auto attacks couldn't finish up the kill. It just makes you very, very sad to see that. Here he goes. They're still looking, trying to maybe make this Infernal Drake here. Briticus is in the area. He's trying to finish up the dragon. There he goes. He takes the Infernal Soul. And here comes a huge ulti from Alarm. Quadra kill within those past few seconds that he was ulting. And Briticus is looking to try to make up this last kill. He's proccing the Chem tank in order to get on the Narc. Narc is under tower now. He's getting hit slowly. Here it comes.
The wild growth.
They're trying to. Here it comes. The knockup so he can get the dash in. There it goes. Alarm picks up the kill there for Pentakill.
Wow. Well, so that fight lasted so long. Or not the fight really, but just this extended dragon contest. Alarm 777 and Poison 57 died basically right away at the beginning of the first engage by Welcome to the Bronze Parade, but that contest lasted so long, they actually respawn and come back in. Kilgore zoned out of the fight, but it doesn't matter because he still had Business Time, and Brintic is just sprinting in there. He gets the Infernal Dragon steal, and as a result, Alarm 77 is just dishing out damage with a 2-item Samira, and Samira did get some compensation buffs in exchange for getting gutted the last patch, and now Alarm 777 with 9 kills to his name picks up the pentakill. A lot of props to Welcome to the Bronze Parade for that initial engage. They blew up the members of Washed Up Gaming's bot lane really quickly, and that was because Business Time wasn't there at the beginning of that fight. But then they really need to focus in. They definitely had the space to go for that dragon once they got Brinticus out of there, and he really should not have been in any position to get in there for that steal in the first place had they just, you know, gotten focused on it. But, you know, sometimes things just end up that way, and it's a pentakill for Alarm 777, but the game's not over yet. Although Infernal Soul does make it very difficult for Welcome to the Bronze Parade to come back in this game.
Yeah, this is quite the lead that Washed Up Gaming has on themselves. They have 6k gold on them. That's 2 items. My bad. It's about 2 items worth of stats plus the passive and all and whatnot. Alongside of having that Infernal Soul, quite crazy. That's just a permanent bust that they have to deal with now. But it's not over just yet because they do have the avenue of looking towards that Elder Drake that's coming up here. Could win again. Beautiful with these low spreads in order to stop a lot of these CCs. He's just really underappreciating how well he's been doing this game so far. But right now his team just not doing in the best of spots. They're looking for an engage over to Briticus. Wildgrowth again does a little bit too early.
Trying to kill off Samira. They got it.
They got the Chimera there, and while Ornhorn is popped up here, Jinx is excited to maybe looking to make something else happen here, but unfortunately nothing just yet, and they weren't able to finish up pushing out this mini wave, so they're going to have to go back and try to catch up with them, letting the rest of the members of Washed Up Gaming recollect themselves back into this mid lane and look for something else to happen.
Yeah, the saving grace for Welcome to the Bronze Parade is definitely in their team composition. They are much better equipped for full 5v5 team fights. But here's a good flank from Business Time. Is he going to be able to get in there? They're doing a really good job of zoning him away, but kind of lucky out.
Yeah, they are trying their best in order to keep him out there. Oh no, we have Lulu. Now just really low there. It does get blown up by Poison using that Grand Entrance right there. Here comes the quickness in order to get a huge amount of stun and really disrupt a lot of these team fights here. Risen is still in the thick of things, while this time is able to get the feast off over onto Kidwin. Now the double kill for himself. Now they're looking to continue this push mid lane, seeing that now 3 people, I'd say now a lot, my bad. 3 people are down for Welcome to the Bronze Parade, and it is looking like an easy Baron yet again for Washed Up Gaming.
Yeah, that was... It's just really tough. I think Starfall had a lot of damage to put out, but he was pretty low on mana, and I'm not super familiar with how much mana consumption Jinx uses when she's trying to use the missiles, but she really does want to be using the missiles to keep a safe distance away from Udyr or Cho'Gath just running directly at her, and it was just really tough for Starfall to put out the damage, even when they had that numbers advantage.
Very tough indeed. So now we have Welcome to the Bronze Parade at another crossroads. They're having to deal with Baron yet again, but much a stronger team. They have the Infernal Soul, while Briticus is looking to try to maybe make something happen again, maybe give a little love bear tap over onto Kidwin, and they're pushing into this top lane pretty hard here. Not sure what Lulu and the J4 are doing down there in the bottom lane. Oh, the sleep does land. Briticus is running straight forward, and Starfall just dies to the bear slap, and they're looking for a deep tower engage. Here he goes. The alarm with yet another ulti gets to pick up a double kill for himself there, and this is looking quite tragic over for Welcome to the Bronze Parade. Dark the only one alive. I don't think he alone will be able to stop this 5-man strong push. And it looks like this is going to be the end for them. Oh no, and he gets hit by the sleep again. Oh no, Kilgar, you don't have to do this to him. You don't have to do this to him though. Okay, the game will end.
The game ended. Wow, so Washed Up Gaming will take over the victory over Welcome to the Bronze Parade. I have said it, and a lot of professional players have totally said it. Screw Zoe. This champion just sucks at game design. But nonetheless, really well played on the part of Washed Up Gaming. And, you know, in spite of everything, the team fighting was really great from Welcome to the Bronze Parade. So a lot of props to them. We still have a little bit under half the split left, so we're still looking forward to seeing more from both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Welcome to Bronze Parade run that team cup before, you know, the wombo combo of J4, Galio, and Ornn, and it works out pretty well some of the times. We saw that one team fight where they got the perfect combo, where they locked down the Chimera and able to pick them up early in the fight. They were winning it pretty well. They just needed to know how to really hold on to some of these leads, and push for more in order to try to get back into the game here. But for now, we'll be right back. We're going to go take a short break while I go ahead and set up the next game here. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We're here once again, just jumping right into the thick of things. We just saw the Washed Up Gaming versus went out against the Welcome to the Bronze Parade and their wombo combos. And here we're moving on to Last Minute Goons versus Glacial Omens. I'm Retsuko Dragon, and to properly introduce my co-caster here, we have Agent A2 alongside of me.
Yeah, really excited to cast this next game of Gold Cap. On the blue side, we have the Last Minute Goons with UCO Eero in the top lane on Camille, Swag is Stupid on Udyr in the jungle, Sabina in the mid lane on Galio, and in the bottom lane, it's Regdor and Tall Guy on Lucian Morgana.
Now, over on to our red side, we had the Glacial Omens. We saw Tao Guy just auto-attacking Havana, so let me go ahead and start down there. The one who got auto-attacked is going to be Havana, playing Janna in the bot lane as a support, with ADC Gap 2 Big playing the Misfortune in the bot lane, while we have Ishan in the mid lane playing the Yone, B-Pods in the jungle playing that Gragas, and in the top lane to fill out our comp, we got Coffee Coop playing the Cho'Gath. So second Cho'Gath this game is going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm glad that teams are kind of picking up on Cho'Gath. I think Cho'Gath is a really it's not only is it like a classic champion. Champion's been in the game since the beginning. He's kind of mostly gone unchanged. I think the biggest like core change is the way that his E works, where now it's actually an activate rather than a toggle. But for the most part, his kit has remained pretty simple, static, and he's also really good. So I love Cho'Gath.
Yeah, he offers a lot to the table. He's very simple champion, but he does so much for the team in terms of being disruptive with both his having 2 CC abilities, doing a lot of damage to tanks with the E, and then just having to execute for objectives is very useful. And I'm glad he is, like you said, getting him picked up a little bit more, especially in this series here in the Yordle Cup right now.
Yeah, we gotta be careful though in that top lane. UCO Eero with the teleport ignite Camille. We'll see if B-Pots pays him any attention up there, knowing that there's no flash, but it's very difficult to lock down a Camille when you don't have something as reliable as like the bear slap from Swag is Stupid's Udyr, for instance.
Yeah, I do think Gragas is a good pickup for this one, however, you know, just like, you know, even though Swag is Stupid picking up the Udyr, I'd say a good second choice. B-Pots picking up the Gragas is amazing because of the body slam in order to really predict some of this, while Sabina is actually getting a pretty good trade over on the Ishan right here. Swag is Stupid now in the top lane, instead looking to try to make something happen, but forcing the flash away from Coffee Coop in order to get on out of there.
Yeah, I think that Swag is Stupid wanted to flash Bear Slap but got silenced right as he was about to do it. So Coffee Coop still having to burn his flash, so still a successful gank, and we'll see if he repeats that up in there. Oh, hold on a second, Sabina.
Yeah, Sabina's getting quite a bit of damage. Splash from Swag Stupid in order to get the stun off. One more auto attack from him, plus a little bit of extra damage from Sabina to pick up the kill onto that one. So first blood goes there, while in the top lane we're seeing some really good trades coming out of Coffee Coop right here. He got on top of that actually, thanks to that grass proc that he got at the end.
Yeah, and also just that gigantic minion wave for Coffee Coop means that UCO Eero can't go for anything too long, otherwise he just sort of dies to minions.
Really have to be careful of those minion damage, especially on the early parts of the game, seeing how just the numbers sheerly outnumber you, or just beat out how much damage and healing you do against those against all those little auto attacks that they give offer. But now UCO is looking, trying to make maybe something happen here. Eero is going to get knocked up here. Ignite already taking over the Coop, so that's going to be a kill in return for Euro. Bot lane does land the stun right there. Here comes Swag is Stupid with the bear slap. Second bear slap going down on ADC after bit too big, and he will fall while Fauna is just left running. Wow, Tall Guy actually he's putting on ball flash ignite from Havana. Aggressive Janna. We love to see that. While Regdor does live in that little return kill he got. Took 2 tower shots, but no worries there.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so Hanabi ends up flash igniting for the trade kill onto Tall Guy. Honestly, I definitely don't think that was worth it from the Janna in the grand scheme of things, because you trade a kill on the support for a kill on the ADC, plus you burned your flash. Tall Guy still has his flash, of course. Regdor did flash in order to... No, Regdor flashed before that, so really, ultimately not a great trade by Hanabi, but you still love to see it.
Yeah,
At the same time, in the top lane, you see the benefits of going for that teleport ignite Camille, and gets the solo kill onto Coffee Coop up there.
yeah. Still having the TP available means that he won't be missing out on too many minions either. Sabina is going to be met
Oh,
with,
great
with a
finding.
couple teammates. Yeah, good finding into the spare slot. Picking up the kill there thanks to Tiger Stance for Swag is Stupid. Ishan not having a fun time, but it's going to be meeting up, maybe possibly, with the classic Yasuo Yone 10 death power spike whenever we get to those points in the game.
Yeah, you get the Yone up in here. He's gonna be putting out a ton of damage no matter what whenever he hits that 100% crit chance. Beepot's actually just ignores Tall Guy because he put the Black Shield on himself, goes straight for Regdor,
Yeah,
and
able
that's
to
gonna
pick
be
up
a
a
really easy kill there.
Just run straight after Raydor, and Raydor couldn't do anything about that one. So a nice kill picked up there, going to relieve some of this pressure, or actually increase some of this pressure over for ADC Gap, making it so he had a lot more control of this lane, seeing how Raydor only has 24 CS as opposed to the 45 that ADC Gap has.
Yeah, and it looks to me like Regdor is going to be rushing directly into the Essence Reaver. I'm don't see a lot of Lucian bot nowadays. More often than not, you see the Lucian mid. Uh, so in general, I'm not super. I'm not. I haven't seen the Essence Reaver rush Lucian in a little bit ever since Mythic items have come out, but I definitely see the merits of doing so, and then it kind of frees you up to go your Mythic whatever you want later on.
Yeah. I do like it's pretty interesting to see, especially after you've seen the Essence Reaver Dustblade build that Ezreal is going. But for now, we're seeing the Headspike Ultimatum coming out from Earl, but he's going to be ganked. Beatpots is everywhere here. He does flash in to try and maybe make something happen, or try to catch him out from the escape. Ooh, Coop actually able to stay alive thanks to feasting on a minion, so he gets a little bit more health from his passive and getting that feast stack there. Ooh.
Yeah, that was great from Coffee Coop. Played that really well. He landed the Rupture right as UCO Eero came down from the Hextech Ultimatum untargetability, and just waits it out, lets Beepods come in here for the Flash Body Slam, and pick up that kill in the top lane.
Yeah, Coffee
UCO Eero is relentless though. Basically off cooldown, just hook-shotting right into Coffee Coop, even after teleporting back in.
Swag is Stupid sitting on a control ward, uses his sweeper, then realizes it's the control ward, so he could see it the entire time, but clears out nonetheless, and is just going to be backing off there.
Yeah, that's one of those wait a second, hold on moments for the jungler when you're like, okay, this guy clearly has vision of me, but I don't know where it is. Oh, okay.
Oh no. No, okay, Zabina is not going to be pushing any too much aggression over onto Ishan in fear of maybe Swag is Stupid rotating from bot to mid, but just taking a little unfavorable trade for himself there.
Yeah, in general, you really don't want to take extended trades as Galio in the Yone matchup. Dark Binding is good, but Beepods is here.
Todd's guy does get the shield over on the Regdor to stop that body bump. Oh. Wow. Able to live there and use the heal at the end. Coffee Cube now looking to make the classic Direst Slash over the wall there. Not going to hit any walls there. Really well done. I've seen many people fail that flash before, hence why it's called the Direst Flash. But
Yeah.
able to make it on over there.
Yeah, good job by Coffee Coop. Again, he's using the Rupture really well to try and disengage some of these unfavorable trades. And very unfortunate for the bottom lane of Glacial Omen that they were not able to pick up that kill at the Tall Guy, although they did bait out Regdor's heal to save him. And we were talking earlier, the Galio really does not like the extended trades with the Yone. You're gonna lose out on them every time, and you'll start taking more damage the longer the trades go on because your Aftershock is gonna wear off, obviously. And then the Coffee Coop is doing a really good job in this top lane. He's been pressured really hard by UCO Iro, but he's just been patient, wait for his team to come and support him, and he's gotten himself a CS lead.
Does have quite the CS lead built up over for him. So that's going to help out quite a bit in order to, so maybe he can just out-item difference his lane opponents whenever that time comes. But Hanabi is looking for maybe Todd's guy, but that spell shield is just going to be doing wonders. Oh, the flash into the knockback, so he has to use the stopwatch there, but unfortunately you're just down for the count nonetheless. Wow, I gotta say, Hanabi, what a aggressive Janna, I love it. But unfortunately, here comes aggressive Camille coming around in 3-man onto this top lane here. Beatbots was here for the rotate, but unfortunately not going to be here in time in order to try to save anyone. Coffee Coop is going to be falling down. Second death of the game right there to a 3-man dive. Or not dive, but 3-man in the top lane.
Yeah, I definitely think that it was a bit of an overcommit by Sabina. They definitely did not need to use the hero's entrance for that. You had the Hextech ultimatum and you had the Udyr already. It's not as though Coffee Coop was ever going to get out of there. So I think it's just a little bit of an overinvestment of resources by Sabina and last minute goons. Now Ishan is going to go aggressive onto Sabina.
Not really doing too much damage, however, seeing how tanky that Sabina is. Already picking the plated steel cats, which is a wonderful call when you're going against a Yone Yasuo type of mid laner. Even if you were going against like Lucian, just a really good pickup there. But Ishan is going to use the ulti and go over the wall, but does miss out here. He uses E now, but not able to push the advance any further, unfortunately. But here comes the binding. Great binding now into the stun for ADC gap is too big. He's going to get slowed up here. I don't think he's going to be making it out to while Wegdor picks up the kill for himself. Hopefully evening out this lane a little bit here. Speaking of which, how about we look at these golds while we're in a little bit of a downtime. Overall, gold leads are very marginal. Only thing that's really sticking out the most would be the jungle scene, that there's a 500 difference in favor for Swag Stupid, and then everything else just kind of evens it out to only a 200 net gold difference for the over for the last minute goons.
Yeah, these gold leads being so marginal just is kind of a testament to how well both of these teams are playing against one another. They're reacting very well. B-Pods might be caught here. Oh, Hanabi definitely does not want to be here though. He hits by that Dark Binding.
Yeah, Ishan is here, though. He's trying to maybe make something happen, but he's getting taunted up so much that he's just kind of to force out the flash because of the advance that he does. But Swag Stupid also committing the flash in order to pick up the kill there. Now top lane, Coffee Coop is going to pick up the kill right there as well. ADC Gap is still pushing the advantage, eating the entire Coaling, but now going to be eating one of those bindings. Seeing Swag Stupid is looking for a re-engage, but Beatpot's using his life in order to try to save his ADC. Does save him, but unfortunately he will be going down himself as well.
Yeah, there was a team in the past, and I can't remember who it is, but one of the things I really loved about the way they played is they would always try and cover each other's escapes and make room for one another, whether they're winning or losing fights. You kind of got a little bit of that there with with all the players on really low health bars on both sides. They come in and they will use their CC to ensure that their teammate is able to put out the damage in order to win out on these very low HP trades where it really comes down to the wire. Unfortunately, Ishan getting taunted up is just CC'd for so long that he's not able to be a part of that fight, and it's really unfortunate because I think that his ultimate was available, but he just had no opportunity to really go in with it. Really nice bindings from Tall Guy across the board there, just making a lot of space for his team.
Yeah, landing these is doing a great job for himself here. Ishan now just back into this mid lane. He's at 3 deaths, but unfortunately here comes Tall Guy. He's looking for yet another engage. The ulti's coming down to really finish up the kill over there. Zabina picking up with thanks to the... It's not just his punch, but I'm just going to say smash down over onto him while... Well, everything else is going on. No objective is going to be taken up just yet, seeing that it is going to be an Ocean Rift this game.
Yeah, and we didn't mention it because we didn't see it for much more than like half a second, but Coffee Coop did get that solo kill onto UCO Eero while that all was happening. Neither of them going for the teleport down, they're just too preoccupied fighting one another, and now Tall Guy might be in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, we've seen Rektor is running advances over towards ADC Gap too big, but ADC Gap has quite a bit of damage thanks to that Kraken Slayer, but here comes the engage, flashes over, and now looks like Swag Stupid's picking up the kill over on an ADC Gap. Now Hanabi is the next target, going to get just layered CC, really nicely done. Here comes the dot in order to finish up the kill alongside of Ishan here, looking to try to make something else happen here. He's in his shadowy form. He's going to be using the ulti in order to try to maybe get out of there, but Ishan, wow, great ulti in order to get on top of the Swag is Stupid, and unfortunately looks like that's going to be it for that engage. Going to be evening out just a little bit here. Seeing gold difference still, only 200, 300-ish gold, but now in favor for the Glacial Omen.
So I would like to point out that ADC Gap Too Big has actually gone for a Kraken Slayer press the attack Misfortune. So he is looking to be a lot more auto attack heavy than you normally see from Misfortune, who are often very ultimate focused with like Gale Force and just using a lot of burst damage to try and get kills quickly, because Misfortune doesn't have really great auto attack uptime. Her range is not like crazy like Tristana. She does technically speaking have a steroid, but she really doesn't like to be autoing the same target multiple times in a row because of her passive. So it's a little bit of a change from the usual, and I'm not sure that I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's appropriate for the team that he's playing against. Although they are getting a big four-man outnumber in that top lane.
Yeah, it is quite huge there. Just a really great collapse. Now move over towards this Herald here. Maybe looking for something a little bit more. Tallest guy and Rektor is in the area, while over in the bot lane, Zabina is busy dealing with Ishan. So it looks like it's just going to be a forfeit of the Herald. Not without a little bit of annoyance, thanks to Tall Guy's about like 100% accuracy rating with his binding so far, because I haven't seen a missed one. But just a little bit of a nuisance, if anything, out there. 100%, like I said.
Alright, and now with that Herald in Beepod's inventory, it looks like they're gonna try and push in on this mid lane. Hanavi just trying to clear out some vision, although vision has been contested quite a bit in this area. Dragons spawning in a little bit under a minute. 2 dragons to the last minute goon's name, and Ishan is going to back away. He's been on the receiving end of a lot of this chain CC with Sabina, just getting the easy taunt into Dark Binding, into Bear Slap, what have you. And it's really annoying to play against when you have all of these very easy single target CCs to land one after another.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald is going to be spawned up in the mid lane. I'm not sure if Beatpots forgot he doesn't have his sweeper right now, and he hates picking the Rift Herald, or they're actually looking to try and make one more push. Nonetheless, they do get a tower out of this, so it's still good, especially with the dragon spawning up here in about 10 more seconds. We're looking for the rotate from the last minute goons in order to try and maybe get around into this area here. Bush Drake is spawning up, Tall Guy taking a lot of damage. But we'll see how this will go out.
Yeah, I really like AP Gragas a lot. I think Tank Gragas is also super great, but I really think that AP Gragas is super powerful. And now Sean going in.
Comes Ishan. Ishan is into the backline. He uses the ulti along with the Shadow Form to try to maybe get out of there, but unfortunately all of those projectiles is going to be falling him to the Death Realm. Here comes a great ulti from Beepot before he falls, however, but the amount of heal that ADC Gap is falling slowly, but it doesn't matter because Coffee Coop is just a monster. He's looking for another one onto Zabina. Now he's in silence in order to make sure he doesn't get taunted. And he's on the offensive here while looks like everyone else is just me following suit. Here comes maybe last kill. It is going to be the double opener to pick up that kill. This guy is going to be flashing in Zonia's and ulting in order to try to make something happen for his team, but unfortunately Rektor is going to be the one falling instead. So now the push is over for Glacial Omen. We have a solid lead established now, especially after that fight.
Coffee Coop is an absolute monster. This guy is just receiving so much pressure in that top lane. and even still, he gets the solo kill on his lane opponent, who has a combat summoner advantage against him, no less. And then is just this huge monster tank, just making so much space for ADC Gap to just continuously auto with that Kraken Slayer press the attack build that I was talking about. And you do have the damage necessary. Of course, Ishan going in and dying basically for nothing is a little bit unfortunate. He actually couldn't jump back with his E because he was in the Hextech ultimatum, so he can't pop away with his E as a result. It is the inescapable ultimate from the Camille, so as a result, as soon as it goes down, he's able to pop back, but had all those projectiles targeted onto him anyway. But Coffee Coop, just so huge. And then the last two-man rupture to get not only the first kill he was expecting to get, but also secure the CC necessary to ensure that he's able to pick up that extra kill as well.
And Sean's going to be met with some unfortunities, but uses the ulti in order to get out of there. Swag Stupid was standing in the way of that. There has been absolutely no way Ishan got out of there. He has Slash, but so does Swag Stupid there. So he's out of there just for it now. Seems that he won't be picking up yet another kill, not advancing Ishan towards his 10 death power spike, seeing that he already has one item. He's looking for the second one.
Wow.
Wow, they're going for an early Baron here. It's right off spawn. I think that ADC Gap does have the damage in order to necessarily support this, and it is going down, not necessarily fast, but it is going down halfway already, thanks to Kraken Slayer having all those kills. We see that maybe we were looking for a turn, however, ADC Gap is going to get bursted down by this, by the culling, but unfortunately it looks like Rigdor is in the thick of it. Ishan picked up his first kill. He's on the board now, and then we're looking for maybe something else to happen. Venus is here now. Unfortunately, UCO is going to be just knocked up silence and just patted down by this big boy. He's going to get knocked up yet again. Unfortunately, he used the hookshot in order to get over the wall, but it doesn't matter because the rest of the team is still here, advancing the push, and Beatpot's picking up the kill there. Looks like they maybe can still go back over onto this Baron here. Be a little risky because the jungler is a little bit low, but nonetheless, we're just going to go right back onto it because Godcube can tank as well.
Yeah, and not only that, but he also still has the feast available to get the secure. That fight started off with a binding from Tall Guy onto ADC Gap too big, which meant that he was tanking a huge amount of culling damage, and he tried to turn around and focus on the Tall Guy to break the soul shackles, but the Zontius was good. Unfortunately, Regdor kind of gets baited in, and he just sort of dives into the middle of the enemy team as the Lucian. The Lucian is not a champion with a great range, which is why you often don't see him in the AD carry role as that sustained damage dealer that you're relying on to put out more damage over the course of the team fight. And you kind of see it right there. He can't really do a whole lot of damage without getting really in there. And as a result, he just gets silenced immediately by Coffee Coop. He can't get away with any of his use any abilities, nothing like that. And it ends up just dying and kicking off a really unfortunate team fight for the last minute goons.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Raethor said he did get a little bit too excited in that fight, like you said. So we saw that. You know, it was a full link holding over on ADC Gap too big, but unfortunately not going to be picking up the kill there. Moving on forward with this game here. Dragon's going to be spawning up here in about 30 more seconds. We'll see if either team is going to be looking for any further pursuits for this. Just so far, Binding's landing yet again on Paulette's guy. They're actually looking for an engage over the B-plots here. They're looking for it. The stun does go out. Here comes Ishan, however, looking trying to maybe go for a counter engage here. ADC Gap is hiding in the bush. Here comes a good ulti in order to disengage while everyone. Now looks like Zavina is caught in a rock in a hard place. Go ahead and fall. Hanavi able to pick up yet another kill for himself there, while Coffee Coop and Euro is just going to be met with some difficulties right there. Hookshot, unfortunately, does not attack our Titans. You can't hookshot into the Titans. And just going to be eaten up right there as well, while another Dragon's going to be falling over to the hands of Glacial Omen.
Yeah, Coffee Coop is just... UCO Euro cannot be in lane against Coffee Coop. With the Thorn Mail finished off, UCO Euro is just going to lose basically every trade, and then he's going to get slowly chased down. And when your main CC is slows for Coffee Coop, that means he can chase him down the entirety of the lane, and there's no flash for this Camille. And so his only recourse is to hookshot away, but he gets silenced up, and maybe he just overthinks or thinks that he can take it. so he hookshots onto Coffee Coop, but clearly he cannot. Maybe won't be making that mistake again. But this is just kind of a steamroll now for Glacial Omen if they just continue playing out like this. ADC gap too big is their primary damage dealer in a lot of these extended team fights. And okay, I thought he was gonna go.
Yeah, it would have been quite the ambitious dive, but Zabina does have ulti available for trying to go for something like that. They do have a combo of the Headset Ultimatum plus Zabina's ulti, so maybe we'll see that coming up here soon, somewhat soon, in this next upcoming team fight. Right now, we're just going to be seeing a little bit of a ramming with Ishan, looking to maybe make something happen, but going to be forced back thanks to his little spirit form.
Yeah, this is even if they got probably the Dream Engage, I honestly don't think that Last Minute Goons wins a team fight right now. There's level discrepancies in every position, 1 to 2 levels in every position, and you're losing out on a lot of combat stats, a lot of base damages on your abilities being leveled up, and so you basically have to one-shot ADC gap too big and then 5v1 Coffee Coop this absolute monster Cho'Gath. Explosive Cask has been used though, so that is a fairly sizable team fight ultimate down.
Yeah, it is down, but so is Spell Shield for the moment. Spell Shield does come out a lot faster than the Explosive Cask, but we'll see if anything happens. Hana be able to dodge away from that Dark Binding, so we don't have to worry about that. We are just kind of a little bit of stalling from both teams. They're just at a standstill in this mid lane. No team can siege just strong enough to either stay on tower or push them off the tower. So we'll just be out of the standstill. The team's going to be rotating away, trying to maybe make something else happen around the map and try to use their time a little bit more efficiently than just standing around. Ooh, hookshot, let's go finish over for Euro, so he is able to get out of there.
I'm not sure how, even looking at their team comps, even if they weren't this far behind, they really cannot afford to take these big team fights. I just don't think that they have the comp to win a team fight up against the one that Glacial Omen has drafted. So how exactly does Last Minute Goons do this? Obviously they have to turtle, but then what do? How do they win this game?
I think what they really have to rely on is just trying to look for some of these picks. They have a Morgana, which is decent trying to look for these picks, and they also have the classic Udyr with the phase rush in order to run in there, try to maybe get a priority target. On top of that, to layer on some CC. But they really need to try to find some of these picks and stay maybe in the side lanes, trying to do a little bit of farming if they can, but you have to be careful here. Ishan is a little bit higher up. Oh, he does get the ulti off over to Euro and actually gets a kill for himself there. He's no longer just a weak little Yone himself. He's at 2 kills. He's working towards that IE. And unfortunately, this is not necessarily what you want to do. Try to pick up kills over on Ishan, even though he got his gold resetted. Maybe look for more collective picks where you as a team try to maybe get a couple people out, maybe forfeit a couple things, but still farm up, get your way there, maybe get some of these kills over to Rhaegar in order to try to maybe do a lot more of this damage in order to really sustain themselves in these fights.
Alright, can they 4v1 Coffee Coop? It looks like they don't even want to try. I was very hopeful for Last Minute Goons there whenever that fight started out, the 1v1 between the Camille and the Yone, and unfortunately Eero, I think, just ulted a little bit too early, still gets caught up by the Yone ultimate, and then as a result just loses out on that trade even after having ignited Ishan. And so with that might be the final nail in the coffin when you just lose that 1v1 there. And then now Baron is on everyone on the side of Glacial Omen. They're gonna rotate over to the Dragon, which I don't even think they need to do. It's not like it's Soul or anything for them. But they'll pick it up. It's like the nice, easy, systematic play.
Good play indeed, considering like how much healing is over onto the side of the Glacial Omens now. They have 3 Ocean Drakes alongside of just having general healing built into their kits a little bit. So it's gonna be quite a difficult fight to have, especially since Zabina's the only one that actually has a fully built Grievous Wounds item, or the only Grievous Wound. No, we also have Swag Stupid, yeah. You know, I look for green whenever I'm looking for Grievous Wounds, but Dornmill just has red, so I just completely skim over it.
Yeah, they really should kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Standardize these color schemes, because they kind of tried to do that when Executioners and Oblivion Orb and Morello got their little icon reworks, but they didn't do anything to Thornmail or Bramblefest. And Eero really does not like these trades. He was almost in feast range there.
Careful. Oh, this guy going in for deep, trying to make me something happen, but unfortunately he was split his focus a little too far and unable to really get anything there. ADC got too big, is able to maybe get out of there, so that's stupid still on the hard advance over there. So Venus able to pick up the kill there. Ragnar still doing a lot of damage. This is looking great over for the side of the last minute goons. Now Ishan's the only one left over, except for Coffee Coop, who's in the top lane, but we don't talk about him. We don't want to fight him. While Ragnar is just being run down, unfortunately he's going to fall down to the E return for Ishan there, while Euro is still trying to do his best against this Cho'Gath. He opted. Oh no, he just got flashed 8 on, and now it's the battle of big boys, but I think one's a little bit bigger than the other.
Yeah, it was a really great attempt by the last minute goons. They were able to take out ADC Gap Too Big and Hanabi. Copy Coop not being in that fight means that, and of course Eero wasn't in that fight either, but they were able to get past and get into a position where Ragnar was able to put out a lot of damage, and you saw him just kill off the bottom lane of Glacial Omen, but Ishan now being on the board is putting out a fair amount of damage himself, and B-Pots as well was there and available, and Tall Guy just dying out early on means that his team did not have the ability, those constant Dark Bindings giving them space like we talked about the last couple team fights that he was a successful part of. It's now 10 towers to 0 in favor of Glacial Omen. Last minute goons, there's a lot of global gold available for them, but I don't think they're going to get the chance to finish it off. 3 inhibitors down and 1 Nexus tower remaining.
Amelia Fahrenheit in the chat saying this is like that Tall Guy hitting really nice binds over on them. And I do agree, just Tall's guy doing a really good job with a lot of these bindings, but unfortunately not really able to push these advances too much, especially with such a Cho'Gath, tanky boy, right there, running down your lanes. We're all very, very scared here. Unfortunately, Ragnar looking often for the Collector rather than grabbing like a Lord Doms here, but I don't know how much that will really matter here. We're looking for an in-case, so I just limited in the deep bit. Here's Sabina, able to get the 2-man knocked up at the very least, but Ishan now into the back line, takes down UCO, and then looks for Ragnar. He goes down. Now Tall Sky is trying to make sure that his Galio gets out alive, but unfortunately that's not happening here. Here comes the explosive cast in order to maybe make something happen, but unfortunately we're going to be ending the game there. Looks like it's going to be the dub for Glacial Omen to continue on forward there. While last minute goons, unfortunately you guys are going to be falling down to 1 and 3.
Yep. A really great game from Glacial Omen. With last minute goons, they're definitely showing the signs of life and putting up a good fight, but at the end of the day, I think there were some execution problems, and I think there was a fairly sizable compositional difference as well. They just don't have... Honestly, I don't think that there was enough damage in the last minute goons team comp there, especially when you're Camille, who is a large part of their sustained damage was just so far behind. But regardless, really nice showing from both of these two teams. We're looking forward to seeing more of them in this season of the GRLCS.
Yeah, so those are our games for tonight. I've been Resco Dragon, he's been Agent 82. Any last words you want to say before we go ahead and sign off for this Yordle conference stream right here?
No, thanks for watching, everybody, but I think tomorrow it'll also be the two of us casting on Platinum Capped?
Yes, we're going to be coming right back for Platinum Cap. We're going to be looking at the first Darkened games, I'm pretty sure is that the order I put in. Yeah, yes, we're going to be showing off the Darkened games for that so far. And yeah, that's going to be the end of our stream, so thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.